Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Dark Park Film Reviews. And on this video, like many other videos, we are going to be taking a look at random Blu-ray and DVD purchases that I've done for a while. As you know, if you've been following these videos, I just have out on, it's actually a bar that I have, and it is just stacked with movies that were first shown with OGP on his channel for Sunday Night Mayhem. And then they go to Jonathan and Paul's channel, Indie Film Cafe, for the end of the night or the end of the month haul. Then I take those and then put them into a stack on my bar for me to review on here. So these could be a little new or they could be really old. I just created stacks of films that I thought would be interesting to take a look at. I have 10 DVD, 5 Blu-ray, and eventually we'll just get through all these. So I already have another stack sitting right here for another video. And so just to let people know, I'm probably going to stop playing with the title and putting like even more or much more. It will just be random DVD Blu-ray pickups, number 5, number 6, number 7. So let's get going here. So we're going to start with the Blu-ray first. We're starting with one character and ending with the same character. They're just in 2 different things. So what I wanted to do is I did want to get together some sort of theme here. So the first one that I have is The Legend of the Lone Ranger. So, and this is a film that came out, I want to say the 80s, like early 80s, 81. And I guess they had to dub basically Tonto saying Kimosabi because the actor couldn't say it. So they had to kind of loop it in. But this was the big Lone Ranger movie that came out in 1981. And I don't think it did very well at all. But yeah, there's only, well, it's from Shout. So, but it's only got a trailer on it. That's it. So, but I got this because it's Lone Ranger. It kind of fits into my comic book theme or classic characters type of thing. And it does look like there's a dual jacket on here. So it looks like that. Then take it out. Well, it's not the original poster. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird. Looks like that. So maybe that is Shout's cover, and that would be like the original cover would be that one. I remember I saw it as a kid. I thought it was okay. Didn't really know who the Lone Ranger was. Just knew that it was a cowboy on a horse. So one day I'll have to rewatch it. But I'm happy to own it. So just want to get this thing straight on here so it doesn't mess up the cover. There we go. Okay. The second one is, this is Terry Gilliam, I believe. Yeah. Ethan Kruger wrote it. So it stars Matt Damon and Heath Ledger, and it's the Brothers Grimm. So this would, be, like Grimm's fairy tales, like twisted fairy tales, and looks like they put them into a movie. I have not seen this. So the Brothers Grimm. I have to be prepared to knock your socks off. Astonishing comes alive. Doesn't really tell you what the plot is or anything, but I assume that they just take the stories of the Brothers Grimm, put them into one movie, and so there should be different, like Cinderella and other Brothers Grimm stories would be in here. But I've never seen it. Well, it looks, maybe not. Maybe it's a group of things, because that looks like Little Red Riding Hood because she has wolves around her. And that could be maybe the Evil Queen. Not sure who she is with the arrow. But yeah, never seen it. But I wanted to get it because I like everybody who's in it. I like Terry Gilliam. So there you go. Brothers Grimm. This one, God, I haven't seen a lot of these, I guess. This is also based on, I believe, a book series. It's called The Seventh Son. I've not seen this one either, but it has Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore. So from the producers of 300 Rise of an Empire and Godzilla. I guess it matters what Godzilla. But so far, all of these kind of go into my comic book, kind of like fictional or alleged, like characters, folk characters, or just legendary characters, King Arthur, Robin Hood, stuff like that. So Seventh Son. I mean, Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore. That's pretty good. Okay, this one I have seen. And I go back and forth on it because I have a, just like I do with Marvel, I have a love-hate relationship with James Gunn. So this would be Superman. And it's the Blu-ray. It's only Blu-ray, so it doesn't have DVD with it, but it does have the digital code, which has to be redeemed by September 30th. I thought this was okay. Christopher Reeves is still my favorite Superman. I like Henry Cavill a lot. I mean, David Cornsweet he's fine, he's good, but this is, I don't know. I don't know. I'm mixed. Plus with Supergirl coming out, I'm not really sure. I'm very mixed. It was okay. It was good. Maybe I just need to watch it again. I've been rewatching a lot of superhero stuff, primarily Marvel right now. Jonathan Moody over at, Indie Film Cafe and we are going to be doing a kind of like a Marvel versus DC video. He's going to be Marvel. I'm going to be DC. And so I've been watching a lot of Marvel stuff so I can debate him, but I should probably watch some DC stuff too. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know about this. I don't. I mean, I like it. It's okay. But we'll see how Supergirl goes. And then we have Man of Tomorrow. I guess there's also Clayface. I liked Peacekeeper Season 1. Did not like Peacekeeper Season 2. Strange Commandos, I think it's called, the animated show. That I did enjoy. I even bought some Funko Pops from it. You can hear that. That's my cat, Natasha. She's playing. She likes to meow while she plays. You might not hear nothing. Maybe the microphone cut it out. I don't know, but I'm not torturing her or anything. She's just meowing because she likes to play with stuffed things, and she carries it around in her mouth. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll have to see. Maybe I'll rewatch this tonight. I was looking for something to watch tonight, so maybe I'll watch this. But then we come to this. I love. This is awesome, and this is Superman. This is Christopher Reeves. So this is interesting because it has like 3 different versions. So you have Superman and Superman 2. I did not know this existed for a while. And there she comes in because she wants me to pet her. Meow. So this is Superman, the movie extended cut, the 3-hour-long TV version. So originally there was a Superman, the movie that came out in the theater. Then there was I believe it was 2 nights. It could have been 3 nights. Yeah, because if it's 3 hours, it would have been 2 nights where it was an event. It was the first time that Superman the movie was on TV, and for 2 nights they needed to expand it, so they added in a ton of stuff that was not in the movie to basically make it a 4-hour thing, with commercials and everything. There's a lot of stuff in the 3-hour-long TV version, basically where like Superman meets Lex Luthor. And for the first time, And you see in the movie, he drills through the street, lands down below, and then he enters through the door, like to Lex Luthor's fortress. And but in the longer version, he drills through the street, lands in like, I think it's like a subway or something close to that. And then as he's walking through it, Lex Luthor is testing him, and he's, machine guns. He tries to freeze him. There's heat. There's all of that. So when Superman does break through the door, in the original version, he's pissed. He looks mad. And my friends and I are like, why is he so mad? And now we know why. Because Luthor tested him, tried to kill him or put him through these tests. It's stuff like that that is in this. So there was the theatrical cut, the TV cut. Then there is like the Richard Donner cut. So there's actually 3 versions of the movie. This Donner cut of the first film is kind of a combination of the theatrical version and the TV version. All 3 of those. It says it's a 2. Let's see. I believe. So Superman, the extended cut. And then there's Yes, okay. So there is Superman the movie, like I said, theatrical cut. Then there's Superman the movie extended cut, TV. Then there's Superman the movie special edition. That's the Richard Donner cut that combines the 2. So this does not have Superman the movie on it. I have that separately. It just has these 2 versions. So this is now a complete Superman the movie collection. I prefer the 3-hour TV cut. I like to get everything, packed in there. So I highly recommend this if you're a Superman fan. I didn't realize this was out there until I was just searching around for stuff. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend getting all 3 movies. Okay, so that does it for Blu-ray. So now we're going to get into DVD. And this one falls into my kind of King Arthur, Robin Hood type of stuff. And this would be Tarzan. I love this movie. When I worked in Northern California at the cinema, which was at the time owned by George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola, we played this for a long time. And I used to go in. I had no problem checking the theater as an usher because I used to watch this. This was also my introduction to Christopher Lambert. And that would be Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. I thought this was excellent. And this is from the director of Chariots of Fire. So, visually, it's going to look beautiful. This is also so it's all new 20th anniversary digital transfer featuring material not seen in North American theaters. So this was a European cut that we didn't get, and now we got it. So the running time on this is 137 minutes. Hugh Hudson is the director of this. Yeah, this is excellent. If you have not seen it, this is great. The thing that is kind of sad in this is Annie McDowell, her voice was dubbed. I guess she couldn't do like a British accent, so they dubbed her voice. And I think it's Glenn Close who does her voice. So, but if you have not seen Greystoke, you need to. You really need to see this. This is excellent. This one gets mixed reviews a lot. It is based off of a book. There's many of this character, many adventures in book form. This is part of the Warner Brothers archive collection. I have a few of these. I'm slowly collecting them, especially the ones that I really want. Like I got Demon Seed and Frankenstein 1970 with Boris Karloff. So I'm slowly getting all of these. And this is Doc Savage, Man of Bronze. A lot of people find this boring. It did not do very good in the theater. It is George Powell, I believe. Yeah, produced by George Powell, directed by Michael Anderson. I would probably need to rewatch this. I I've seen it on TV. That's about it. So I should probably rewatch this. It's 101 minutes. And I think it's widescreen. I think. But yeah, Roy L., I think is how you say it, who played Tarzan. He's Doc Savage. Yeah, TV's Tarzan. So he played it on the TV show for Tarzan. And George Powell, of course, did The War of the Worlds and The Time Machine. Michael Anderson is known for Around the World in 80 Days and Logan's Run, among other things. So yeah, I think this is definitely worth owning, especially if you collect, you know, the Warner Brothers Archive collection. I would love to do, there's a Philip Jose Farmer book called A Feast Unknown that has Doc Savage and Tarzan. I would love to make that into a movie. That's one of my bucket list movies to make. It's never been made into a movie. So I would like to definitely do that one too. It is not for kids. That book is for adults only. So it would definitely be R, and it would not be worth making if they said, no, we got to get down to like a PG or PG-13. Our next one is an Asylum movie, once again following the kind of King Arthur, Tarzan type of thing. And this is King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, The Legend Returns. And like what Asylum will normally do is they will basically take these types of characters, Robin Hood, it could be any of them, and put them in modern day. So, which is fine, you know, because it's inexpensive. They're not a big budget company. So, like, yeah, because if you look, this is pretty much your standard Asylum, you know, like cover and back cover. You know, they all kind of look the same. And it says here, by nobody, I guess by the Asylum, because there's nobody credited, an explosive thrill ride in the vein of Excalibur and Assassin's Creed. So I'm assuming they mean Excalibur the movie and Assassin's Creed the movie, which I liked, but nobody else did. This is directed by Jared Cohen. Does it have anybody in it that I might recognize? Alex Winters, but that, I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I don't know anybody. But I will check this out one day. There are other ones. They did kind of like the Asylum. They kind of did like some Avengers ripoffs and things like that that I wouldn't mind collecting. So yeah, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. There we go. There are really no special features on this, which is kind of sad. Yeah, it would have been nice to have audio commentary or behind the scenes, but oh well. This one I did rewatch. It's a bit of a mess. It is based on the TV show. It's the Avengers, not the Marvel Avengers, but the British TV show, The Avengers. And it has Ralph Fiennes, Uma Thurman, and Sean Connery. And Sean Connery plays the villain, which is incredibly rare. I heard that he had a really fun time making this, but its length, 95 minutes. My prediction on this, and I think a lot of people's, is this film is probably 2 hours long. Warner Brothers probably knew that they had not a hit. So they're like, let's whittle it down to like 95 minutes so we could get more screenings out of it, make a little bit more money. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. You have to, you know, like, I think, or at least know what the Avengers, you know, the TV show from Britain was like, because it is very British. But it was okay. I mean, it wasn't horrible. But it does fall into that kind of like a comic book category, or like a TV show made into a movie, like kind of like a comic book TV show that's made into a movie. So, but it was okay. It was all right. It's nice seeing Sean Connery play the bad guy. This is a movie that you would think is based on a video game, but it's not. I was supposed to be in when this originally came out and played at the theater that I worked at. I was an usher. When we screened it, a TV crew was supposed to be there. The interviewer was there. She asked if I liked the film. I said, yeah, very much. She goes, would you like to be in the trailer for it? to say how much you enjoyed it. I said, sure. Unfortunately, the TV van broke down, so it never happened. Otherwise, I would have been in the trailer for this. And that is The Last Starfighter. This is an awesome film. This is really good. It's one of the first films to really use CGI for like the spaceship effects. So this is 1984. It is directed by Nick Castle, who was one of the Michael Myers. Worked with John Carpenter. This is the collector's edition, widescreen. I got this at Goodwill. Got to get that sticker off there. Does have a fair amount of special features. Crossing the Frontier, the making of. So probably should have. Oh yeah. Catherine Mary Stewart is in it. She's like a real hottie. Robert Preston is in this too. Oh, Dan O'Herthly. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but he was the warlock in Halloween 3. He was like the CEO in RoboCop 1 and 2. But this is a great film. If you want to see something that's kind of Tron-ish, something that you would think was a video game but isn't, you might enjoy this. They've been trying to get a sequel made for years. I hope they don't. What is this? Is this like a booklet? Yeah, it's like a booklet. So let's take a look. So it's got that. Oh, it folds out. So let's see. Okay. So that's the inside. And then it looks like Nick Castle writes about the movie. So that's cool. It's nice when you find these things used and the people have left this in it. Luckily, at Goodwill, you can just pop the movie right open and see if there's anything inside, because you do want to check to make sure that the movie's not, the disc isn't scratched or stolen. It could just be an empty box. But yeah, check out Last Starfighter. It's fun. I think if you like stuff like Tron, that you would enjoy it. So this is from Hammer, the film studio Hammer. And as much as I love their Draculas and Frankensteins and Mummies and all the movies that they made, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, all of them, I do tend to like the ones that are considered to be the worst ones. I don't know why. This is considered to be one of the worst ones, but it's kind of in the middle of their whole Dracula franchise. And that would be like Taste the Blood of Dracula. I really enjoyed that. But I would probably say my two favorites are Dracula AD 1972 and The Satanic Rites of Dracula. Satanic Rites of Dracula I own already out there. And then I found this one probably at Zia, or I might have ordered it. I think I ordered it probably from eBay. But it is, Dracula AD 1972. So Dracula AD 1972 and The Satanic Rites of Dracula both take place in modern day. This one starts in the past and then goes into the modern day. Hammer at the time was losing money, so they didn't want to put as much money into this, making it a period piece. You save money by making it modern day. And then you just have Dracula. Well, you have Christopher Lee playing the same Dracula, but then Peter Cushing would play like an ancestor of Van Helsing. So it goes Dracula AD 1972, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, and then there was one more after that. And it, which is basically like the seven golden, excuse me, like this, the seven golden vampires, or something like that. I'm blanking on the full title, but it has like two different titles. There's two different cuts. Christopher Lee chose not to be in it. It is a period piece. It was Hammer and like Shaw, who did a whole bunch of, I think it's like Run Shaw, did a whole bunch of martial arts films. So it is not great. It is okay. It has a great beginning, but it is not okay. And Christopher Lee is missed in it. But this one and Satanic Rites, I definitely recommend. Really, no, just a trailer, just for, I don't even think that picture of is from this movie. I think that's from like Horror of Dracula. So I've been collecting Michael Crichton. Guys, like a writer, a director, you know, an author, so screenwriter, author. He also works within the medical field. I mean, this guy does a little bit of everything, and I really like that. Some of his films and books are hit and miss, but this is one that he made, and it is written and directed by him. It's called Looker, and it has Albert Finney, Susan Day is in it, James Coburn. One of the things that makes this film pretty famous is that Susan Day from the Partridge Family is naked in it. I think she shows her breasts in it. So that was, if you were a kid and you were watching Partridge Family and then this thing came on Showtime or HBO or Cinemax or whatever, you watched it so you could see that scene. But this is a pretty cool movie. It kind of follows the Michael Crichton kind of like trope of something goes wrong and then they have to fix it. So, you know, like Jurassic Park, it's the dinosaurs escape. You know, he kind of does this in a lot of his stuff. So this is a gun, and it deals with models and stuff. So If Looks Could Kill, and it is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool movie. I would say it would make a good double feature with one of his other movies called Runaway, which has Tom Selleck in it. It also has Gene Simmons from Kiss. Both of those are good. So now I own Runaway and this and Looker. Anything on it? Introduction and commentary by Michael Crichton. First time widescreen video. So it's the first time it's been widescreen. Otherwise, it's just been pan and scan. So definitely worth a watch. I also grabbed this one, which is not written by Michael Crichton, but he did direct it. I've never seen it. Oh, John A. Laszlo is the DP on it, though. And Harry Mancini does the music. But it's Physical Evidence. I've not seen this one. So he just directs Physical Evidence. As I'm sure he probably tinkered with the script. So, and it was one that I've been looking for a while. And basically I had like Zia Records and stuff, and I just broke down and purchased it because I could only find it as part of a collection of other movies that this is the one that I'm looking for. It's Burt Reynolds. So that's also why I want it, because I'm a big Burt Reynolds fan. So, and Teresa Russell is in it too. Also Ned Beatty, I think it says. Yeah, Ned Beatty. So Physical Evidence. All right, last two. So these go back to the old serials and TV shows and stuff of yesteryear. This is a pretty cool collection. So it's called Action Heroes of the Cliffhanger Serials. So we have on the front here, like the Green Hornet, you got Iron Claw, Batman and Robin, Superman. This is Rocket Man. I believe that's Flash Gordon. That I think is Captain Marvel or Shazam. At one point, they were the same thing. And it's a bunch of scenes from these different cliffhangers. It does run 90 minutes. And there's Batman on the back there. And so for those who don't know, back in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, you would go to movie theaters and they would show these basically 25-minute maybe long cliffhangers. They're action episodes. They're stories where it would be, let's say, Superman, and at the end of each episode, it would end with a cliffhanger because you think Superman is dead. And then in the next episode, you see how he survives. And then in that episode, you think he dies at the end, or somebody close to him dies. And then in the next episode, you see how they survive. These things were massive back in the day. And then eventually they were put onto television. They're all black and white. They're all old school. And they would be played, you know, I would know them on like Captain Cosmic with Bob Wilkins. They'd be shown on other, you know, kind of like midnight shows or during the day for kids, they would watch Flash Gordon. I remember that, watching Flash Gordon a lot. And they're fun. It's funny that today, you know, TV shows are now like 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and it's just one long continuous story. These were kind of the same thing. It would be one long, like 8 episodes, 6 episodes, and you would just come back to the theater each week, and it would be before the movies, and you would just see what happens on each episode. And they're really fun. I love them. I'm slowly collecting them. But yeah, I mean, Green Hornet would be my favorite one, which is that guy right there. That's another bucket list movie. I'd love to do a Green Hornet TV show, something for like Netflix or whatever. And yeah, so I mean, these are really fun. And sadly, getting them on DVD doesn't really seem like the covers are kind of shitty and they don't have the best copies. The best way to get these, and I think I'm going to have to do this, is getting them on VHS. They have really nice boxes. They're normally on 2 tapes because it's like 6 episodes. Actually, they could be like 12 episodes, like 6 episodes and 6 episodes, that type of thing. And they would just fit nicely right onto a shelf because it was like a big cube. So I may have to get them that way. I'll have to see how expensive they are, or cheap. Who knows, because they're VHS. But yeah, highly recommend this if you're into old school kind of nostalgia, and you want to see what your grandfather was watching. So that may interest you or not. And then our last one is, we started with the Lone Ranger. We're going to end with the Lone Ranger. This is from the TV show, or is this the movie? This is the movie, which might be a couple episodes put together. So Lone Ranger, this is old school. So this is, you know, Clayton Moore and Jay Silverhills. So, you know, Lone Ranger, Tonto. These were black and white. Yeah, black and white, 1949. And this is the true origin of the legendary masked man. 69 minutes. So this might have played in theaters, but it was only 69 minutes. Or it's like some episodes of the TV show, which ran for a very long time, made into one movie. But I wanted to get this because I think it is just one long, you know, one film. It looks like it's from Alpha Video. They put in one of their, let's get a little postcode for it. Collectibles Record Corp, Alpha Home Video Entertainment. So it looks like you fill this out and then you can get like a catalog in the mail or something. And then they do have their movies, and I have bought some stuff from here. You can actually find AXEMAS on here through this company, AXEMAS 1 and 2. But it's just you get like this little catalog. This is an older one, but it lists all their movies. Yeah, see, like here, let me find one. So, okay, here. Mystery Mountain, which is up here. Chapters 1 through 12. So that's a movie serial. So you can buy those from here, old movies. There's all their codes and stuff. Oh, wow, this is mostly just codes. Got some movies in the back here. Yeah, Alpha New Cinema. So they're really good if you're looking for kind of like a lot of low budget stuff, Ed Wood-ish type of movies. They're on here, vintage TV shows, things like that. So they're a good company to go with. All right, that is it. We are done. So let's do a recap. Lone Ranger movie, kind of the origins of the Lone Ranger on there. And by the way, Lone Ranger and the Green Hornet are connected. The Green Hornet is the Lone Ranger's, I believe it's great-great-grandson. The awful movie that Seth Rogen did, The Green Hornet. In his apartment, you can see on the wall, there is a poster for the Lone Ranger, which is like a little Easter egg. But the kind of like Captain Marvel, Shazam, where they separated the two, that Shazam is Warner Brothers, Captain Marvel is Marvel. They did the same thing with this. So Green Hornet is its own thing. Now Lone Ranger is kind of its own thing. Another bucket list. I would love to be able to do that Green Hornet TV show, but also include the Lone Ranger with it to make it, connected. I think that would be really fun. So Lone Ranger movie. Then action heroes of the cliffhanger serials. Physical evidence. Looker. Dracula AD 1972. Last Starfighter. The Avengers, UK. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze. Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. Two-film collection, Superman the Movie Extended Cut, 3-hour-long TV version, and Superman the Movie Special Edition. And then James Gunn's Superman, directed by James Gunn. Seventh Son. The Brothers Grimm. And The Legend of the Lone Ranger, 1981. All right, there we go. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. I appreciate it. And like I said, I got another stack sitting right here. So I'll probably get something out. What are we on? Yeah, probably next week will be another one of these. I do have some other videos planned, especially with other people. So we'll try to get those out as soon as possible. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot. Let me know down below if you hate any of these, if you like any of these, if you watched any of these as a kid or even as an adult. Just let me know. Why not? And please, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, do all that good stuff. So, okay, everybody, I do appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it.